Welcome, my dear student, in a new topic. That the name of our today's topic is the VHDL fundamental element. In your university paper, the most of the time there may be a one question, theoretical question for 7 to 8 marks that describe the element of VHDL or what are the fundamental element of VHDL. Like that, when we have different questions will be asked on this subject. Sometimes it may ask that explain the weight, signal assignment, variable assignment in a VHDL. Like that, this question, the pattern of the, asking the question was the to be different, but you have to prepare for that, right? So our today's topic is the VHDL fundamental element, and in the VHDL fundamental element, the subtopic that we have to cover is identifiers, data objects, constant declarations, variable declarations, and signal declarations. These are the 5 topics that we have to study it thoroughly. So we will take the first example. We will take a first part, that is identifier. Now, what is this identifier? An identifier in a VHDL is composed of a sequence of one or more characters. It deals with a character. A legal character is an uppercase letters that is starting from A to Z, or the lowercase character that is starting from again A to Z but in the smallest case, and in uppercase that is a higher case, or it may be a digit from 0 to 9 or underscore character. The first character in an identifier must be a letter, and the last character must not be a underscore. The lowercase and uppercase letters are considered to be the identical when used in an identifier. As an example, count. In a count, if suppose we will take when you write a word of count, and the spelling or the letters that we use in a count is COUNT, and if you use only the C will be a capital, that is a higher case, and others the letters are will be a lower case. And another time if we write a count, so in the second count all the letters will be in a higher case, and in another case some of the letters will be higher and some of the letters will be in lower, like that one. But this all counts word will be referred to the same as the identifier. So there is not a case sensitive, we can call it. Also, the two underscore character cannot be appear consequently. Some more examples of the identifiers are div underscore bus, select the signal, that is a RAM address, sketch high constant 32 underscore 59 R2R D2, like that one. This is all about the identifiers. Also in this identifier it may be cover the some different terms, like it contains extended identifier. Now that extended identifiers is sequence of character which is written between the two blocks, black shells. Any of the allowable character can be used, including the character like hash, @, like that, dollar. Within an extended identifier, lowercase and uppercase letter are to be considered as different. Also in that identifier case, it may also cover the comments. The comment in the description must be preceded by the two consecutive hyphens. That the single dash, if you give in a two double dash, then it will be acting as a comment for the particular word. Comment extended to the end of the line. The comment can appear anywhere within the description, right? And also there are some keyword also belong to this identifier term. The language defines the set of reserved word. There are the set of some reserved word. This word also called as a keyword, and they have a specific meaning in the language. Therefore we cannot be used as an identifier. So that keywords are to be the block, body, buffer, case, else, exit, file, for, function, entity, and in, and loop. These are some keywords are to be given, and these are the keywords that we have. That keyword had a certain meaning. So we can't use it as a identifier in a programming, right? So this is all about identifier. Now moving to the next term, that is a data object. The data object holds a value of a specified type. It is created by the means of an object declaration. For example, variable count integer. This result in the creation of a data object is called as a count. It creates a data object of a count and which can be hold an integer value. The object count is also declared to be an variable class. And every data object belonging to one of the following class. There are basically every data object there are basically four different classes are to be available, and that four different classes that we can see here. First class is a constant. Now what is constant? The second is a variable, third is signal, and fourth is a file. Now first we can see the constant. An object of a constant class can hold a single value of a given type. This value is assigned to the object before simulation start, and the value cannot be changed during the course of the simulation. Second one is a variable. An object of the variable class can also hold a single value of a given type. However, in this case, the different values can be assigned to the object at a different time using the variable assignment statement. Third is the signal. An object belonging to the signal class has a past history of a value, current value, and a set of a future value. The future value can be assigned to a signal object using a signal assignment statement. And the fourth one is a file. An object belonging to the file class contains a sequence of values. That values can be read or written to the file using the read procedure and write procedure. This is all about the different object, four different class of data object. Their classes are to be given here, and okay, in the next lecture, in next video, we'll go through the third point, that is the constant declaration, signal declarations, and variable declaration. Okay, thank you very much.